2022 was a great year for films. We got fantastic blockbusters like Top Gun Maverick,
What the hell? Good morning, Amy.
Avatar: The Way of Water. Nope.
It took them all.
To loud maximalist epics like The Northman, Babylon, which is my personal favorite, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, down to intimate and introspective dramas like Aftersun.
There's this feeling once you leave where you're from that you don't totally belong there again.
Tar, Decision to Leave, and The Banshees of Inisherin.
Shush like, Polly. You know, shush like.
Yeah, I'd shush like.
But there was one film from 2022 that was severely overlooked by many, and is Joyland, directed by Saim Sadiq. Joyland won the jury prize in Cannes Film Festival and was the first film from Pakistan to ever be shortlisted for the Oscar nomination for Best International Feature. Joyland actually presents a haunting portrait of a typical joint family living in an urban hell of a city in Pakistan called Lahore. The film knows when to be serious and when to be funny, and considering its very heavy topics and subjects, it has a lot of humor in it, but it is certainly a drama first. This film is about a man discovering his identity and his sexuality as he falls in love with a transgender woman while he struggles to maintain his duties as a son in the family and as a married man. Throughout the entire story, we mostly follow Heather, the main character, Biba, his love interest, and Mumtaz, his wife. Heather finally is able to land a job after struggling for many years, and that begins his whole journey of his sexual feelings towards Biba. Since Biba is a transgender woman, she is constantly navigating the conservative and highly sexist people and the society around her who judge her for simply being herself. That is also used to explore Heather's sexuality and identity, since he doesn't fully know who he really is. We feel his need to express himself from time to time, but the pressure of society have just forced him to conform to being a straight, rigid man. After meeting Biba, however, and seeing how confident and unapologetic she is, despite the odds being stacked up against her, he finds himself slowly falling in love with her. Heather's also not treated as simply the only victim in the system. Since he's also married to Mumtaz, we get to see how she navigates this world as the only earning woman in the patriarchal family. She is more self-assured than Heather, a bit more confident and career-oriented than he is, and is actually the one with a job when we start the story. She has been the one earning in this marriage while Heather remained unemployed, and that is quite rare in this society. But over the course of the story, we see her efforts and her ambition get extinguished over the many years by her very own family, as Heather gets a job which leads him to cheat on Mumtaz. With Biba, Mumtaz is pressured to quit her own job to become a housewife immediately and is constantly pressured to have kids without actually asking her whether she would even want kids or want to be a housewife, which she clearly doesn't. Her story ends with her suicide because she couldn't be who she wanted to be. The death becomes even more sadder once we get a flashback right before the film ends. We get a glimpse into the past where Heather and Mumtaz meet for the first time, and it's one of my favorite scenes.
मैंने अपने कज़नों को बोल दिया। मैंने कहा मैं नहीं जा रही पार्लर वाला मेकअप कराने, मैं खुद करूँगी अपना मेकअप। जो मैंने नहीं बोला ना, सबकी पैक हो गई।
Stylistically, the influence of Jaques Tati is very evident, and it is used quite tastefully. There are also influences of Wong Kar-wai in how he composes his shots. There are noticeable amounts of shots that feature frame within frames, like we're almost like a fly on the wall and we're watching something that isn't actually meant to be seen. Which is a really smart choice, because Pakistan as a culture is a very privacy-driven culture when it comes to anyone outside of their family. But there is a massive contradiction with that expectation because the same value of privacy isn't really respected within the family, as the elderly expect everyone younger than them to behave transparent to them at all times, and when that transparency is even a little bit concealed, the rumors and the gossip spread almost like wildfire within the whole community. So people, especially the women, unfortunately need to walk on eggshells to avoid any potential suspicion. There's a lot going for this film. It's beautifully directed and beautifully shot as well. The aspect ratio of the film is 4:3, which is used to give us a sense of claustrophobia as all these characters occupy a single frame and there is less room to move around in as characters are within this family. All of them are trapped in many ways, some more than others. 4:3 is also the oldest standard format for films before 16:9 came around. It reflects the traditional outlook that people in this world have that they can't seem to get rid of, so like people in this world, the characters are also forced to live within this frame. I highly recommend people watch this film. Even after knowing the story, it is a very enjoyable and heartbreaking watch. I definitely rank the film among the best of the year, and knowing this is just the directorial debut, I am very excited to see what his next work will be like. This video was made with a lot of love and attention, so thank you so much for watching. None of this would have been possible without the help of my dear friend Sawyer, who not only edited the video, but also helped put together the script. So if you'd like to see more content like this in the future on my channel, please leave a comment down below, and I'd love to collaborate with him on some future projects as well. However, there is going to be a part 2 to my Joyland video, which I'm going to dissect the personal backlash that I received for simply saying that I was curious about the film and how people in Pakistan feel about it in general, and my own personal reasons why I think it's so important for a country like Pakistan to have its own sort of like independent media that highlights certain issues. So if you are interested in seeing that, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon.